Hey guys, today I'm going to give you an overview of our orchard area that we're currently developing. When you leave the house, you go this way. That big structure right there is the greenhouse that my husband and I built, mostly him. It's not completely finished yet, but it's getting there. And up ahead are all trees that we planted. This is the driveway. And here are the trees. Let's go check it out. Right here is a mushroom compost pile that we just randomly started putting stuff in. And we have tomatoes starting here. We're just really planting things all over the place to see what works where, because we have so many microclimates here. And we're just transplanting as things come along. This is hay that we got from a local hay place. I guess whenever they have the broken bales or the ones that are moldy or anything like that, we can go and pick it up, usually for free, because if we don't pick it up, it's going to go to the dump and they have to actually pay to dump it. So we try to go at least once a week and pick up some more hay. And this is what we use to compost with, to garden, to mulch, all that stuff. We don't actually feed it to any animals, but that's what we get it for. This is all this is mulch from one truckload that we got and we spread. We're looking for more mulch. We're looking to mulch pretty much the entire place, and we have about 16 acres. So we're looking for places where we can get more and more mulch. Right here, we just planted this directly in the mulch. I'm not 100% sure what this is. I believe it's either goji berry or, I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't remember. But that's that. Over here we have some, what we believe is prickly pear. It's sprouting like crazy. It started as one small plant and now look at it. It's all over the place. We've actually transplanted a couple pieces and it started growing in other places as well. So it's pretty cool. Here we have a rose bush that was on sale at Lowe's for like $4 or something like that. It was really just a shrub. And so far I haven't had any flowers on it yet, but I've been watching it, paying attention to it, and hopefully we'll get some flowers on it soon. Here is another rose bush, it's a knockout rose that literally was like twigs, like a couple of twigs when we first bought it. And now it's growing in really, really nicely. Some of the heads I cut yesterday to encourage more growth, so you're not going to see any right now. But here is one that's about to emerge. It's going to be really pretty when it emerges, I think. Yeah. So that's that. This tree right here is a Brazilian cherry tree. It doesn't have any irrigation or anything like that to it right now, but it seems to be doing okay. This used to be all, what's the name of the flower? I forget, but I love this flower. It has these pretty white heads. It's dying now, but it's a native flower that's like all over the place and has these pretty white heads, and it attracts a lot of pollinators, so I like to leave it in clumps in places because it's pretty and it's also beneficial. This, I don't remember what it was, but it died. I don't think it's coming back to life. I think it's something that was like frost sensitive, but we got it anyway to see what we could do, and clearly we couldn't do it, but that's that. Now, these are the rows of trees that we have. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows approximately. This is kind of how we started. Right here in the front is a moringa tree that we didn't chop and drop because I was too chicken to do it. Here, I don't remember what this tree is, but it completely died. And look, now it's coming back to life. And this down here, I'm also not sure what it is. I planted a whole bunch of stuff. It's pretty, it's a good ground cover. If you know what it is, let me know. I'm not sure. Now let's go down the first row. here we have a Jaboticaba tree. When we got it, everyone, all the literature, everything is saying, put it in water, put it in water. It loves water, it loves water. This right here is a wet area, and it's in water, and this is probably the oldest Jaboticaba tree that we have, and it's also the most unhealthy Jaboticaba that we have. So it likes water, but it doesn't like wet feet. So whatever you do, don't plant it in a low spot. Even though it's dry right now, it's still a low spot. So do not plant Jaboticaba in a low spot. It does not like it. Here we have some sugarcane. Over there, by the way, that area along the fence is kind of like a ditch, so it gets really, really wet. This is where the runoff from the road and stuff like that goes, so that's like a water sink, I guess, right there. Here we have sugarcane. I planted it here because I wanted it to get a lot of sun, and I also wanted it to be close to the water sink since sugarcane likes a lot of water. This is what it's looking like now. Ideally, I would have planted it by our pond, but at the time we had ducks and I was afraid, geese, and I was afraid that the geese would eat it, so I planted it here, and it's doing pretty well. I've put cardboard down everywhere. Every time we can get cardboard, I put it down, ask friends for cardboard, things like that, and then we mulch on top of it. See, there's hay. We just need to finish mulching this area. But so after sugarcane, this is another Jaboticaba. See, this one's doing really well, but this one was planted higher than the ground, as you can see. Like, look at where this one is versus where that one is by the blue garbage pail. So it likes it higher, much higher. Here, more cardboard. We're currently working on that, getting it mulched. Another sugarcane plant. The sugarcane plant over there seems to do better than this one. My theory is it gets more water and it gets more sun. So that's that. This tree was probably the first tree that we planted, which was a peach tree, and it died because we planted it at ground level. Actually a little bit lower than ground level. Let me show you right here. It's kind of low here. That's how we learn to plant in mounds and not to plant completely at ground level, especially here. If we go through here, this isn't really a row, but we do have a few miscellaneous things here. We have chayote. We got this from a member of one of our permaculture groups, and he told us to put it in a box in the dark for, I think he said 60 days or until it sprouted. We put it in there, it sprouted. We put it in the ground, it took a while to start, but now it's just taking off. We have one on either side because you need a male and a female. We're going to trellis this so it goes up and it connects into like a nice arbor style thing. Here we have, I want to know the right name, Barbados cherry. Now this plant before, over here, like this whole area right here, was just like all brush. And this specific tree, our dogs destroyed. They cut it completely in half. We didn't think it would survive. We completely forgot about it. This was like covered, all of this was covered in brush. And I was clearing out the brush one day and I saw it was still here and it was sprouting. I mean, it was here for probably about almost a year with us doing absolutely nothing to it, completely covered in brush and everything, and I'm very surprised it's sprouting and happy it's sprouting. So yeah, I feel like if it does grow to full size, it's going to be probably one of our most resilient trees yet. Going back over, we have our banana trees. Now these actually did get damaged by our frost. I honestly have never seen a banana tree actually produce fruit in Florida. If you have, let me know.
They did.
Have you seen it produce fruit though? Mm-hmm. Where?
Well, it's the guy I talked to in the mango grove that has a banana grove. Just to explain to me, there's different species that are better to produce it easier.
Okay, so clearly you either have the wrong species of banana or
it takes also time.
I don't know.
You're supposed to put a lot of manure and water them a lot.
That's the banana tree. Here we have my favorite tree, the one that got me to quit sugar, miracle berry. This one, the deer are kind of attacking. I'm considering protecting it. Not 100% sure if I will or won't net. I'm gonna see how it goes. But this produces a lot of fruit in the summer. Another jaboticaba, planted nice and high. Doing very happy, very healthy. Maybe in about 10 years or so we'll have some fruit to eat, but it's really pretty and it's supposed to love water. That's why we got it, because our property is really wet. Down here, remember over here is that like water collection site. We actually put some pallets in here because it's so deep. So to be able to cross, especially when water gets high, we put some pallets in here, some old pallets. But we planted along here. We have some stuff growing in. We have some watermelon, which I'm super excited about, and beans and other cool things growing in here, tomatoes. Over here is our blueberry. This is another one we kind of forgot that it was in here, so that's why it looks very neglected, because it was. So we put a whole bunch of pine bark and compost and mulch and all that stuff around it, and it started sprouting and doing a lot better. I actually did pick a couple of blueberries from here and eat it so far, so I have high hopes for this. And then we go into this corner over here. Again, we're just trying out things in different environments to see how well they do, because sometimes you hear advice to put this here and put this there, and it doesn't necessarily work in a Florida landscape, especially where we are, because where we are is extremely wet. So we planted this blueberry here. We just got it the other day from Home Depot, and it looks okay. I mean, it might still be in a little bit of shock, but we'll see how it goes from here. Stay tuned for part 2.